Yeah, thanks everybody for making the trip out here. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody that's out there. I know a lot of people, this is one of the best days and the best weekends of the year. One, because it's Thanksgiving and we all have a lot to be thankful for and grateful for. And we all do, no matter what your situation is, we always do. And you can find that. And then obviously so much football. And we played at 11 a.m. So now we got the bus ride back in 4 hours with the Axe. And we'll really enjoy that. I thought our players dominated the football game. I thought they did from start to finish. I think there's 4 or 5 plays we'd want back where I think it could even be more lopsided. I thought we made a statement in the rivalry, winning 3 out of 4 here at Camp Randall. Take a lot of pride in that. We were going to have to play really good. We knew that. But I thought our guys swarmed to the football really well on defense. We tackled really well. And in a game where it's 0 degrees, those hits sting. We just wanted to be on the plus side of those stinging. The way we were able to tackle and swarm to the ball, I thought we did a great job of that, limiting them to explosive plays. And they just played for each other. And I think that's what's really cool about this team from day one. They played for each other. I think other people are playing for other things and streaks and all that other stuff. We were able to play for each other and get the victory. And that was really, really big for us and another step in the right direction. We want to be 1-0, and we were going to have to do it for ech other. I think offensively, Max Brosman played an outstanding game. I think our offensive line, Ariante, goes out. The first series. And, Quinn Carroll and I had a talk about possibly, moving him to left tackle if Ariante decides to declare for the draft, which, I'm sure he will. When you're a first rounder, I think you decide to do that. But we had a talk about it 2 weeks ago, and it's kind of crazy. It came to fruition a little quicker than I wanted it. But I thought he did an outstanding job, and I thought that O-line meshed together. He hasn't played left tackle in practice, hasn't done all of it. And for him to go over there says a lot about him and his commitment to this team. And last thing, we said we needed to be fully committed. We didn't need contributions from everyone. We needed full commitment from everybody. And coming off the short week, I thought our schedule was really, really good. We only had I think we had 4 or 5 periods that were actually full speed reps the entire week. And then we went all group tempo where we needed to get them feeling as good as they felt on game day today. And last but not least, the special teams, I thought that was the difference for a lot of different areas. But I think you look at Dragan Kesic, it's a great lesson for young Gopher fans out there. If you're following, he misses, the North Carolina hits the upright from close at the beginning of the year, misses the game winner and seals the game here. It's a great bookend to a great career. And especially after the missed field goal and the kickoff out of bounds, to be able to get your mind right and come back and make that kick is huge. And to make it a 3-score game and really end the game at that point. But I'm really proud of our team. I'm really proud of their resolve and the resiliency all year. We had 7 one-possession games this year in the regular season, and we were 3-4 in the one-possession games. And it could be a lot of different things. I don't live in the coulda, woulda, shoulda world, but there's a really good football team who fought, scratch, clawed all year. And kept rowing the boat. So I'm really proud of them. It's a great victory for us. Back-to-back wins here. Is that right, G? Back-to-back wins here first time since the early 80s. I was born in 1980. So that's a huge, just a huge development in the shift of the rivalry. And that's our whole goal. You want to be able to have it go back and forth and go on your own streaks and create your own streaks. And just like Wisconsin has a lot of years before we got here. And just proud to coach this team, and that's a happy locker room right now. So, and a grateful locker room. So, with that, I'll open up for questions.
PJ, what did you see in your team midway through the third quarter when they kind of come down and it's a late hit and they score a touchdown and the game kind of tightens there? What did you see the resolve of your team after that?
Yeah, I just saw the personality of the team. They've been all year, Andy. You saw their hearts, their spirits, their mindset. They're playing for each other. You saw it. One score, okay, we get a late hit out of bounds, but they just kept responding. Everybody on the sideline, respond. We said we needed full commitment from everybody. We needed full commitment from our sideline. We needed full commitment, and encouraging everybody through the highs and the lows to just keep rowing that boat. Just keep going. Next play, 1-0, next play. I thought they did a great job of that today.
PJ, when you recruited Max last year and you saw him on film,
Yeah.
what gave you the confidence and trust that would translate from the FCS level to the Big Ten level?
Well, first of all, I think, when you're looking at him, and a lot of people say, well, he was an FCS quarterback, and I get that. But, this guy's a Walter Payton finalist. That's the top 3. That's the FCS Heisman. He's really, really good. And we knew if we could get him, we could make him even better, and we can keep developing him. But one thing, Chip, that made it easy for us was I've never heard a college or a university that was losing their quarterback to the portal promote their player more than ever to us. And at one point I looked at the staff, I said, guys, are we sure like they're not overselling, like they're selling us something, like, because as a head coach, you're pretty paranoid. But it was his college coaches at New Hampshire that I don't think I've ever seen that in the portal, ever. That every single person was like, he needs to be there. That's a perfect culture. It's a perfect program. He had other offers, but I think when he got with his mom and dad, and those type of people, and exactly what Max was looking for. Max wasn't going into the portal just to go in the portal. He would have stayed in New Hampshire. He was going into the portal for the right opportunity with the right team. For us, we had to be right, Chip. I remember having a conversation like, man, you have to be who you say you are, because I don't have a backup. Like, I have to be all in on this, and you have to be all in on this. Because a lot of times people think it's one way. It's just from the player's perspective. The coaching perspective, you have to be right just as much as they had to be right. Because the next guy is a redshirt or a true freshman who's not ready to play yet. He's going to be really good. But that's what we talked to him about. And I think when he came on his visit, it's real, it's authentic, it was a perfect marriage. He was looking for a life program plus being able to play. I mean, his leadership and his confidence is unreal. And people talk about the beginning of the year with him that maybe it was some ups and downs. Anything he does, the first time is probably going to be a little bit of a learning curve. Anything he does. Now, that's not going to happen very long because he's quickly going to get into the mastery stage. And he's done that. I've never seen a young man spend more time in the facility as a player, NFL, college, that I've ever been around, at every place I've been, more than Max Brosmer. Please. Chip, I would say that's probably really accurate. I had to change. And look, I'm not saying I had to change because I've done 11 years of the same thing prior to year 12. If you go back to Western Michigan, I mean, we had some of the most dynamic receivers in the country and threw the ball an awful lot with the run game. You have Mohamed Ibrahim. Chip, you've never coached, right? And I've never been a journalist. But you would have ran the ball just as much as I did if you had Mohamed Ibrahim in that backfield. We have different backs. It wasn't just Max, but it was the ability to trust Max to throw, to run it. Because you got running the ball, where everybody knows you're going to run the ball. Then you got throwing to run it, and then you got throwing the ball. He can do all three. And if you saw tonight, we actually had a designed quarterback run for him. I mean, he didn't get in, but it was a quarterback run for him, which was, the actual snap to him and the lead play and the follow play. But he is one of the most special people. He's one of the most special people I've ever been around. Again, I can't. It's not because we won. I've said this all year. You can't duplicate him. He's an NFL quarterback, and he's somebody that people fall in love with. And the more you're around him, the more you're going to fall in love with him. And he's a guy who's already come out and say he's playing in the bowl game. His mental processing, his leadership, the connectivity. He started this all the way back in the spring by taking everybody to Georgia with him in the pass game, getting our O-line to those NFL camps. I don't know if anybody understands how difficult it is to come into a team from day one, lead the whole team, and you don't know anybody's name. It took him 2 days. He had everybody down. And he had to study that. And if I'm going to lead the team, I got to know everybody. I got to know everybody's name. I mean, that's what he does. When people say that you got a coach on the field, I think that's a corny saying. He truly is a coach on the field. He'll be an NFL head coach, NFL coordinator, college head coach, college coordinator, unless he decides to be a heart surgeon, which they're about the same.
Your defense shuts out Wisconsin in the first half.
Yep.
Allows under 200 total yards. What clicked for them today?
Well, I think it was just the small things, Ryan. I think we tackled really well. I thought we tackled in the open space really well. We swarm tackled. I thought we created penetration in the backfield in the run game. I think they were never be able to, even in the gap schemes, get to the patience. You got to be slow too in the gap schemes, fast through. Well, they were slow too, but we had already created, pushback. I thought on the outside, our guys stuck to him like glue. We had to, and the quarterback, he's a really good player. He can sling it, but he's 6 foot, 6'1", And we felt like there's a lot of big people in front. Their offensive line's big. We're big. We felt if we could get really big, he was going to have to be really precise in a lot of the man coverage stuff. And we felt like we made some good we felt like we liked our matchups. We gave some had some great pass breakups with our down the field pass game. And then when they did hit it, we got it on the ground or we responded the next play. But I thought it was true team defense. Nobody doing it for themselves. Everybody doing it for each other. They were sound. They were disciplined. There's some things you want back. The late hit out of bounds. I mean, those are the things that cost you. I mean, he doesn't mean to do that. He's a great kid, and he'll learn from that. On the offensive side, we drop a ball late that could have sealed the game too. But, I mean, the catches we made at the wide receiver position in these types of conditions and this type of wind, the tackles we were making, the form tackling, that's just Minnesota Golden Gopher football. Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff out of that formation. We do. I mean, we proved that. We've done a lot of different things. It's a true check. We got a bunch of stuff. And we have 7 or 8 things we can do out of that, which is a lot of fun. And, I think it was a great check by Max. And, you break one tackle, and that's the type of play it is. And I think everybody in the stadium thinks you're going to tush push, and that's the point of it. You want everybody to think that because we do it a lot, and we're good at it. And, we teach you on the other side of the ball. You got to be ready for those types of things and defend against those things. But I think it was a great play call by Greg Harbaugh. I think our coaches have just grown so much this year. And when your team's teaching you so much, like when the players are teaching the coaches, just not just football. I'm talking about just life and lessons. And it's just a fun group to be around, fun team to be around. And you got the special kids when you're learning so much from them. Instead of you teaching them, they're teaching you a lot of things too. And, Marcus Major, I mean, he's not getting 35 carries a game, but when his number's called, he goes in there and executed it perfectly, and that was a great, great play.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, after 40, you usually quit counting, but this is a great birthday present. I'll take it. 44.
Does that factor into today or celebrations after?
I'll let you know later. I'm just excited for the bus ride. We love and choose the blue-collar mentality with the bus ride here, and I think our players embrace that. We like to do that in rivalry games and the ones that are close enough to do that. But I think they take that mentality on the bus. And, we stop halfway and get a little workout in halfway through. It's just a team camaraderie thing that we do that our administration allows us to do, which I think is really cool. So we got a good 4.5 hour bus ride with that axe right there in the aisle. It's going to be great. We'll pass it around. Switch buses. We take it very seriously. We love that thing. We never take that thing for granted. And it's good to have it back in the Twin Cities and at the University of Minnesota and our fans. And can't thank them enough for coming out to Camp Randall. I heard you, and we heard you the entire time. They were really loud. And, another thing I just want to hit on if anybody asks, what a play design, play call, and catch by Jamison Gears in the back of the end zone. We needed our best players and our playmakers to make huge plays today. And I thought they all did. At all crucial times. They did a great job of that.
One or two more for Coach. What level of excitement or anything you get out of ending their streak of winning seasons and probably bowl games?
Yeah, I mean, that's for them to worry about. We don't really talk much about that. We talk about us. We talk about us, and we talk about us. Like I said, people play for different things. This team is truly about playing for one another. The rivalries are great. The rewards for it are great when you play really well. When you look at, besides Iowa, our 3 other rivalry games come down to a 1-point loss and a few-point loss against Michigan. We needed one bad. I just felt that with our team. I felt like they really needed that. And they came out and left no doubt. They weren't going to have a one-possession game today. I think that was in their mentality. But, again, I can't speak on their behalf of what they're fighting for and what they're doing, but if that's the case, then I guess that's what rivalries are all about.
Final one for Coach. Did it feel cold? Was that at all a factor in the game?
Nah. I mean, we're at the University of Minnesota. You don't let the cold get to you. You adapt. And that's the kind of weather we play in. We talk about our north. And our players really, really embrace that. When you get to November, our north is coming. And our players love it. You should love it. I mean, I'm not sure how you can't love it if you come to the University of Minnesota. You just have to know that winter's there, and we get all 4 seasons. I mean, 3 of the seasons are the most beautiful in the world. I think, and the other ones just, cover the white stuff on the ground, but it's still really beautiful. Our Minnesotans embrace the winter, and I think they embrace it unlike any other. And it's so fun to be a member of that state and that community. And we've got so many people who, the Kravicks are here and how much they mean to us and what they've done for our program. And I'm not going to get into naming every single donor and people that are there, but they're, Mark and Deb are just incredible people who support us through and through. And when you see the emotion on their faces, who have been supporters of the program for so long, you're doing all the right things, because at the end of the day, as a head coach, you work for them, you work for the players, you work for your staff, you work for the administration, you work for the state, you work for the city of Minneapolis, the university, and I take that really personal. And I can't thank you guys enough for all that you've done. And, like I said, go back to it, but I think our players just embrace that our North mentality, and they love it when we get that November weather here in the North. So. Listen, I appreciate everybody making the trip. Row the boat, Sky a mile, go Gophers, and the axe is coming home. Thanks. Happy Thanksgiving.